Chinchy? How we doing today, brother?
Much more laid back day than yesterday, dude. If you
Where you
didn't
were
hear
when you went missing?
when I went missing, Chess laughed at me the entire day. Like that was so much fun. It wasn't fun in the beginning when she was upset with me, but I didn't do anything wrong. But like so much going on. Jess is working. I got my Schmedium shirt on. I'm out of laundry. I'm going Schmedium today.
Dude, I'm at a laundry too. I just went to get some underwear this morning. I was like, I got one left in the hopper. I gotta conserve. I gotta conserve. I gotta get on the line. I gotta get on the laundry tray right now, dude.
Well, you know my problem, right? I think I've told you this before. My body is a size of like a 5'11", 6-foot person, but I have no torso. So I can't wear big shirts because if I wear like a large shirt, it'll go down past my knees and I'll look like what's his name in the who's the guy? Ebenezer Scrooge when he's in his night coat. That's what a long shirt looks like. So I gotta go Schmedium every once in a while. But
that's good, dude. It's so good.
Hey, I got a good article here. Very cool from Will Leach.
Okay.
Of MLB.com. January 1st, he posted this. So the only thing that's really happened since he posted this, I think, was Chris Sale to the Braves, but that's not going to change the rankings. This is also the cool part about it. He didn't just come up with the rankings, the power rankings for the league. Here's who voted in this. It's cool. Will Leach, Allison Footer, Anthony Castrovins, friend of the show, Paul Casella, Mark Feinstein, who we love.
Yeah, love Mark.
Natalie Alonso. Hold on, there's a lot of people here.
Thanks, Natalie.
Arturo Pardavila. I apologize, Arturo, for saying your name wrong. Andrew Simon, David Venn, Travis Miller, and our guy down and dirty, Sweeney Murdy. So there's a good group of people who voted on this list. That's what when I worked at SNY, Brian Custer, who's now a sports center anchor.
Yeah.
When we would have Sweeney on, he'd be like, down and dirty, Sweeney Murdy. That was great.
Who's Sweeney Murdy's like the most clean-cut guy out there.
I know. He's the least down.
That's what makes it good. Yeah, that's what makes it good.
I know. He's the nicest, sweetest man in the world.
God, so
greatest
good.
job. All right. So you want to go down the list?
Yeah. Let's do at least the top 5, right?
Well,
and then we'll pull some teams that we think maybe could make a run.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Good call. So let's do the top 5 that they have, and I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll just say them all.
Okay.
And then we'll react. Okay.
So you're starting at 5, or you're
starting at 5, okay. And I'll just rip through the top 5 list, and then you go. And then you kind of see what you like.
Yeah.
At 5, he's got the Phillies.
Yeah.
4, he's got the Orioles, which is so cool. 3, Rangers. 2 Dodgers, 1 Braves. So there is already some controversy in there, I would say, or arguments to be made. What would be your initial thought on that top 5 from MLB.com?
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. I mean, I like the Phillies. I think they went to the World Series 2 years ago. They almost just lost to the Diamondbacks in 7 games? In 7 games?
I think so.
Yeah. This year. I feel like that team's really good, and I think they're right. They brought back Nola, which is huge. Still have Wheeler at the top there. He's only getting better. That lineup top to bottom, when they're swinging it, we saw, like, if they get hot, they are very, very formidable. So
yeah.
I like the Phillies sitting there. The Orioles, man, I was just talking to somebody about, like I said, we went out and hit with Matt Holliday and his sons Jackson and Ethan and a couple other guys. This Jackson Holliday is legit, man. He's the real deal, and that's just another piece into this young Orioles teams that's going to be taking the field. I mean, they are loaded. So
Holiday's already like the preseason, everybody's preseason AL rookie of the year.
Yeah, you know what's funny? You know what's funny too, Chinch? The Orioles remind me of like when I was with the Indians back in the day. 1997 Indians. I got drafted in 95. And I remember coming up to the winter development program where Mark Shapiro had put together one of the first winter development programs ever, where the young kids would come up to Cleveland, the Jacobs Field, which is cool for all of us, dude. We're in, like, I just got done with Watertown, New York. Next thing you know, I'm up in Cleveland.
You're in
You
like
know,
in the
I'm in
shins.
their facility, weight room. Fernando Montez is running us like I've never been run before. I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dude, you go back to those teams. The big league team was legit. You know what I mean? They had so many great players. You got Jim Thome and Manny Ramirez. Um, you had Sandy Alomar Jr., Omar
Yeah.
Vizquel, Matt Williams at the time, Travis Fryman. They were loaded. Kenny Lofton, they were loaded. But then you go to the minors, dude,
Mm.
and get a load of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You
This.
got me and Brian Giles and Russell Branyan and Richie Sexton and Jarrett Wright and Bartolo Colon and Enrique Wilson and Einar Diaz and Danny Graves and Steve Klein. Dude, 8 of our top 10
Wow.
prospects at that winter development program went on to be all-stars.
That's big.
All-stars.
That's a huge thing. That's not like
That's
you.
a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So dude, they were great for a while with that payroll. They did a great job of signing guys that were young, right? Signing guys to multi-year deals. And John Hart was one of the first guys to do that. But they were developing, they were
Mm.
drafting and developing these guys,
Yeah.
us. And so when they would trade us, like they traded me, they go get Dave Bourbon, Reds' number one
Right.
starter. He was great for them for 4 years. They trade, the trade Richie Sexton, they trade Brian Giles. I'm not saying they got the greatest guys back in some of these trades,
Right. But
but it filled the pieces because they were so good at the time. Well, when I look at the Baltimore Orioles, I see that kind of same thing, man. You go up and down, they have some star prospects
yeah.
that in the win now mentality, we were talking about, could you go get a Shane Bieber? Could you go get some of these, could you go get a Corbin Burns? If they do or not, it's irrelevant, but they have the pieces
Right.
to go get this. So being a great team at the big leagues usually means you have a great minor league system. And when I
Good
look at
point.
the Orioles and like a guy like Jackson Holiday coming up and all these other guys that are coming, dude, you'd have to think they have a chance for next few years here to
Yeah.
be really good because they have pieces to trade for maybe some of the pitching that they need.
Yeah. And talk about like they got a couple of years with some really good players. Like we're talking about who's coming up and who's doing whatever. Don't forget they got Adley Rushman. It's a catcher. What is he? 22,
Yeah, he's
21 years old?
23. I think he's
20.
23 or 24. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just they got Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah. They had
Guys,
7 of their 9 guys in their lineup last year hit at least 17 home runs.
right.
How about that? 27 homers, 21, 30, 17, 18, 18, 24. It's pretty solid lineup there. All right.
Oh,
So at number 3, he's got the Rangers at 3. I'll buy that.
well, why wouldn't you? I mean, they just won the World Series.
Right.
They got Seager.
Well,
And
that's why
Semien.
it's like, why
Well,
wouldn't they be
Seager and
one?
Simeon were, I had Ohtani and Seager and Simeon for the MVP.
Dude, they're getting DeGrom back.
And they're getting DeGrom back. So you're gonna get DeGrom back at some point. You still got Eovaldi.
Right.
They have, obviously that rotation is still pretty. John Gray's coming back healthy.
Right.
So they still got a pretty good rotation. The lineup for me and the young kids, Young at third, Heim behind the dish, Evan Carter, dude. Carter just came up in like
Yes.
September.
Dude, and it's like domination station.
Yeah, and don't think Jack Leiter, he's coming.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I mean, our boy Jack Leiter's right there, so he's coming up the pipeline. Dude, Wyatt Langford. Are you kidding me, dude? Like the best guy maybe in the last draft. I mean, obviously Skeens and Dylan Cruz. This is a great draft, but Wyatt Langford, the outfielder for Florida, this guy rakes, dude. He rakes. He's coming. So like, you look at the Rangers, you go, oh, 3? Yeah, they got some prospects coming. They already have a great team. Chris Young has done a great job of assembling great big leaguers, accountable guys that show up every day. You got Simeon, dude. This guy played 173 games or whatever. Didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
When you got a guy like that as a leader on that team with a guy
Yeah.
like Seager, too, who's just one of the best hitters in the game. I mean,
All
the
pros.
Rangers sitting at 3. I mean, you could argue maybe they're 2.
I agree. Now the question is, I like this, and I kind of buy it. Like, as of walking into the 2024 season, do you put the Braves ahead of the Dodgers? I kind of do think you do, because you still don't know, how everything's going to gel. I mean, I got to think the Dodgers going to be really good, but I like the Braves have, last 3 years, and Braves might be the best overall team in baseball over the past couple of years. Right?
The Dodgers are going to be really good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, what they've done, bringing in Yamamoto, that's huge. They're going to be getting Bueller back. That's huge.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
they're going to get Kershaw back too. I mean, that rotation is going to be pretty impressive. Now, don't forget, they don't have Ohtani in that rotation for 24.
Yep.
So, like,
Bingo.
you have Ohtani, which is great, but he's going to be your DH, which
Right.
obviously he's the best DH in baseball.
Right.
So he's going to bring a ton of value, but he's not in the rotation.
Yeah.
So
No.
that
Yeah.
2025 team's probably going to be better than the 2024 team rotation wise. But, top to bottom, like when you said, when you got Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani, at the top of that rotation, I mean, at the
Great
top of
lineup.
that lineup is really, really good. But,
Yeah.
dude, for me, the Braves, I mean, them getting bumped in the playoffs, like I said, I don't love the time off that happens right now with that 3-game wild card, but that's either here nor there for this conversation. At the end of the day, the Braves were the best, were I thought the best team in baseball
Best
as far as
overall team.
that lineup goes, the rotation goes,
Yeah.
the bullpen. I
MVP.
mean, dude, they were good. I mean, that's good. Yeah, and Acuna is only getting better. They just picked up Kelnick from Seattle too, kind of slides in there, which is a nice little pickup, maybe a little platoon situation. They add Sale to the rotation. Max Fried was kind of banged up last year too, so he'll be healthy. I just feel like when you talk Acuna, Albies, Riley, you go just up and down. A Murphy. I mean,
Yeah.
they have so many good players. Ozuna in that lineup that are just, they're coming for you 1 through 9. I mean,
Yeah.
facing them when I was with the Yankees, we went to Atlanta. I mean, dude, they were a buzzsaw.
I
You
bet.
come to Atlanta for 3 days, and you run into that lineup night in and night out. We ran into a buzzsaw. So getting to see them firsthand was impressive. So I think the Braves are 1. I think they got that right. I think the Braves are 1. Dodgers are probably 2. I think they got those top 5
Yeah.
right.
I like that. I like that. Now I don't think I totally agree with 10 through 6, but let's exercise it and
Okay.
practice it and see what happens here. 10, they have the Jays, 9 D-backs, 8 Yankees, 7 Rays, 6 Astros. I'll just give you my quick gut. Nobody cares about my opinion, but I would say I don't like the Astros at 6. I still think they need to do something to get but like I'm more afraid as as a Yankee fan of the Rays. The D-backs at 9 is a little confusing to me. I get it though, because statistically, they don't statistically look like one of the big bangers, but we watch them in the playoffs play a style of baseball that doesn't translate maybe into all the big, huge
Yeah.
stats. But
Yeah.
they know how to win and they know how to run and they're scary and they're
And
dangerous.
they just signed Eduardo Rodriguez, lefty. I
Huh?
mean, I think that's going to be a
Good.
nice sign for them. I
Yeah.
also think they're not done. I think the D-backs, they're sitting here at 9 in this list. I think there's a JD Martinez, a Justin Turner.
Mm.
There's one of those bats that we keep talking about is
Yeah.
going to end up in Arizona. I really believe that. And tell you the truth, the fact I know as a player at that stage of your career where you're, towards the back end, but you're still a really good player, the fact that spring training's in Arizona and then you
Oh,
kind of stay in there, there's something about
that's
that,
got to
dude.
be pretty cool,
You know
huh?
what I mean? So that's another 7 weeks with your family where you're like, okay, we're good. We're not moving
Wow. Yeah, that's a
anywhere. We're
great
staying
point.
here. So, that's something good too. So I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be, I'm not, maybe not shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of those bats we're saying a JD Martinez. Remember JD Martinez a few years ago went to the Diamondbacks for a little bit and dominated. Remember
Yeah,
he
you're
came
right.
over in
I
that
forgot all
trade,
about that. Good point.
dominated, and I'm sure he loved it there. And Torey Lovullo is one of the
Good
best managers in the
call,
game. So
dude.
I bet you, that team goes to another level if they can get one of those bats. And I'd like to think it would be
Wow.
JD Martinez.
That is a really smart take. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up his stats in Arizona. He
Yeah,
hit in 62 games, he hit 302.
yeah,
This Wait a minute. In 62 games, he hit 29 home runs in
yep. There you
62
go,
games.
dude. Yes,
That's right.
yes.
I forgot all
He
about that.
carried them. Dude, what year was that?
2017 between Detroit.
17. Yeah.
Between Detroit and Arizona, he had 303 with 45 and 104. And dude, by the way, we said it the other day. Last year, he hit 33 and drove in 103 without anybody mentioning his name.
Played
Like the Red Sox
113
or
games.
the Dodgers.
113 games, dude. He drove in over 100 runs, didn't he?
Yes, 103, bro.
Incredible.
117 hits.
Dude,
Unbelievable. Great
JD
call.
Martinez, that's a great sign if Arizona
Great
can pull that
call.
off.
Now I have one other question. Does Hader is it like who how much of an impact will Hader have on whatever team he goes to? Do they, no matter
Dude,
what your list is, do you jump up the list a little bit, right? You're
I
gonna get
think so, man.
two innings.
And dude, like I said, I truly believe being around the game, those last 3 outs are not created equal. They are the hardest 3 outs to get. They just are for
Mm,
whatever reason. And Josh Hader has proven that he can get the job done in the ninth. He's got one of the best fastballs in the game. Guys know it's coming, but it's tough to hit. You know, the way he pitches and the way he goes about his business, whoever gets Josh Hader, that back end of the pen goes to another level, and you're bumping up the list. You know, and that's why you wonder: is it going to be the Dodgers? Do they, if they get Hader, are they creeping on the Braves?
they gotta go
Because
one. I think if they get Hader, I would flip them in the Braves. I think he just,
you're still hearing Hader to the Dodgers, so we'll see. Hey,
dude,
with Ohtani only costing them $2 million a year with the deferred money, that opens up so much for them to sign
yeah, his
guys.
career Ks per nine is exactly 15. 15 strikeouts every 9 innings.
That's incredible.
That's crazy. Like what how that's crazy. He's kind of like the Randy Johnson of relievers. Like he
Yeah,
can
that's
play.
lights out, man. That's lights out stuff. When you see 15 punchies in 9, that means you're missing a lot of
Career,
bats. Yeah,
career over
career.
7 years. He was
That's
only
incredible.
13.6 last year. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right.
His numbers are insane. Like
Yeah, what were
insane.
his numbers last year, Chinch? He had great numbers.
Dude, best ERA, second best ERA of his career last year. Dude, his ERA was 1.28,
Wow.
33 saves. Let's see. 2 and 3, but that's an illogical number for closers,
Wow.
wins, losses. How about this? Dude, he only gave up 3 home runs. That's the second lowest total in his career. Okay.
3 home. That's huge, man.
Funny, interesting. Walked more guys. We talk about that must be a
It's
thing.
Snell. Like maybe it's
Yeah,
a
like
thing in San
Snell.
Diego.
It must be yeah, it must be a thing. Yeah, exactly. Maybe
They're
that's
both
how,
in San
yeah.
Diego.
You're right. You're right. Maybe that's like kind of like the game
Well,
plan.
I think it's the mentality of don't give in. I mean,
Mhm,
I know maybe it's a big situation or you got, you got 3 balls on a guy, but like you're not going to give him a cookie to have him beat you with,
mhm.
maybe that's why he only gave up 3 home runs. Seriously.
Right.
Because he's given up the long ball before. That if you could time up
Right.
that heater, he's throwing a fastball, and sometimes it's upper rail. Like if you can time up the heater on a guy like Hader, you can get him. But when you also become a guy that's, this is one thing about pitchers, Chinch.
Mm,
At the big league level, dude, and we talk about this, these guys are trying not to throw strikes.
mm.
They're trying to shape the ball to the deception of the hitter, where it's you think it's a strike, but it's really a ball. And that's why the great hitters take the strike to ball. It's a tough thing to do. It's a skill. Visually, you have to really, really hold that position but still being aggressive to the ball, but visually say, oh, yes, 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 no, at the last second. And that's what guys like Hader do so well. And when you're talking to Snell, he's like, hey, I don't mind walking guys. I walked
Yeah.
the most guys in the big leagues this year because I'm not going to give in. Well, it looks like Hader kind of took that mentality too
Looks like
of
it.
I'm not going to give in. So maybe the walks are up, but as long as he's not giving up the big long ball to tie games and put teams up late in the game, that's how you have a 1.28 ERA. You're navigating the lineup with guys. You're just playing the percentages. I'm not having this guy beat me.
Mhm.
I'm not having Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts beat me. Max Muncy and Chris Taylor are going to have to beat me. So I'm going to pitch around these guys. I don't care if 2 guys get on,
Yeah.
but these guys are going to have to beat my best stuff.
I like it. That's good stuff right there. Yeah, so we'll see where he goes. I think he's the biggest thing out there right now, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, well, him and Snell probably.
Oh yeah,
Hader,
him and
Hader.
Snell.
I mean, where Snell's going to
Who's
land,
more
and
of a game changer? The closer, or the
well,
starter?
I think anytime, dude, a frontline starter is the game changer, bro. That you win with the starters. I
Mm,
still believe that. I don't care. You could only ride the bullpen so much.
right.
You gotta have
Yeah,
horses.
you got to have a
in your
lead by the time you get to your close.
Exactly, dude. You got to have guys that can give you a little bit of length, even in this day and age where they're like, we don't like guys going third time around. Well, you need guys to have you go some length. If you're playing 162, you need a guy to give you 30 starts.
There you go. All right, you got to get running. Hey, man,
Yeah.
we are within a week of the Casey Cianciamino.
Yeah, baby.
Reunion, man.
Pete Corielli, baby. Pete Corielli.
Going to see him.
We're coming, Pete, on the 13th. Let's see if we can get Corielli on next week.
I was thinking that.
I'll shoot him a text. If he big leagues us, I'll shoot him a second text. Whenever.
Yeah, he can't big league. You can't big league a big leaguer. Isn't that
big
the
league a
rule?
big. I say it all the time, dude. Stop it. You can't big league a big leaguer. I can't tell you how many big leaguers I've told that to. When I'm with the network, hey, bro, get a quick interview. No, I don't have time. I say, dude, time out. Can't big league a big leaguer, dude. I'm not some like bum off the streets that's coming in to get an interview. Like, I've been you. I've had people come up. Give me the interview and you'll be out of here. And I will call people out.
Yeah. There was that one run where the I won't say which team it was, but there was one team that wouldn't talk to us for a while.
Oh, yeah. There was a few teams. It was
so tired.
So tired.
Dan Plesac was losing his mind.
So tired, dude. Like, clean it up. If for all the players that are listening, I don't know if any of them are, but if you are, clean that up real nice. Hey,
Nice.
Don't forget, Chich, we are all week Breakthrough Pro. We are my mental performance coaching program starts Sunday night on Zoom, 7 to 8. Come join us. It's going to be an incredible program, and it's going to be awesome. So come join us. Breakthrough-pro.com.
I'm gonna put it in our
yeah.
Today.
All right, Chichi, you're the best, bro. Love you, man. Glad to see you're around today. And Jess knows where you are. She probably has a leash on you. And dude, for everybody out there listening, thanks a ton. We appreciate you guys coming on with us, and we will see everybody tomorrow.